Hello, my name's Ian Crosby and I've been an investigator in the Ben Needham case for many years. I'm making this video which is primarily to do with all future funding of the search for Madeleine McCann, who we all remember disappeared in May of 2007. It's now some 12 years after Madeleine disappeared, and almost £12 million that has come from the British public purse, the taxpayers of the UK, have funded this search. And the purpose of this video is to publicise the fact that I think it's about time consideration was given to further funding of the search from public funds for Madeleine McCann. Please don't misunderstand me. It's a very sad case. It's affected the lives of a lot of people. But there are many deserving cases, and many children go missing throughout the world every day. And none of those children have ever been fortunate to receive the publicity and the tremendous public support and public funding that has been given to the Madeleine McCann case. I very much hope from the bottom of my heart that one day Madeleine is found and that there will be a happy resolution to that case. So I'm all for finding Madeleine, but I'm very concerned of the endless financial resources, as I say, from the British taxpayers' purse that are constantly, every 6 months now, being requested by the Metropolitan Police from the Home Office and simply given every time they seek this funding. So what I am proposing to do is to seek permission from a High Court judge that there be a judicial review in this matter, and a court would then consider all public funding given in the future to the Madeleine McCann case. I've already instructed a firm of solicitors who specialise in public law, and they are based in Bristol, and the link will be in the description below. I have to raise a small amount of funding which would be paid directly to the solicitors. So if you feel as though you would like future funding to be considered by a judge and not simply dished out by the Home Office to the Metropolitan Police, then I would be delighted if you would consider supporting me with a very small pledge, and the money would only be taken from you by the crowdfunding. It's called crowdjustice.com, and on that site you will find the special page that I have created to try and raise this small amount of funding to get an initial court hearing in the High Court. As I say, I just want to reiterate again that I'm all for finding Madeleine, but almost £12 million on one child is a hell of a lot of money. And I think the time has now come when somebody outside of the immediate area should be considering, is this money being properly spent? There is, of course, the Madeleine McCann Fund that, again, the British taxpayers and people throughout the world, with the immense publicity that this case has created during the past 12 years, they've all given very generously too. I am not aware of the financial standing of the Find Madeleine Fund. And I think a second very valid point would be is if one of my children had disappeared in similar circumstances, I would be selling every possession that I've got, my home, everything, in order to successfully fund the search for my missing child. So this is a different angle on the Madeleine McCann case, and I think the question there to ask yourself is, should we endlessly pump more public money into this? When is the time going to come when we say enough is enough? And I'm just trying to open it to the British judiciary for them to become involved, instead of it just being a police and Home Office consideration. I think a final point that I would like to mention is that I have found it, I think, like many readers in of the newspapers and watching the news, when the further rounds of funding applications have been made in recent years by the Metropolitan Police to the British Home Office, it seems very, very strange that around the same time, if not on the same day that they're seeking this funding, that a new suspect, an image is released in the media. Well, why wasn't that done 12 years ago? Has it really taken 12 years and almost £12 million of public money to get where we are today? And suddenly release an image of this person or that person? It seems a situation to me that needs to be questioned. And I would really appreciate your pledges of financial support. As I say, any money raised would go directly to my solicitor, based in Bristol, in Somerset, in the UK, and pledges can be made from £10. I really appreciate that you've taken the time to watch this vlog of mine. The reason I've done this is because this was the only way that I could think of trying to put out there in the public what I believe should happen at this stage of the Madeleine investigation. As I say, I've been involved in the Ben Needham search. That was another very, very worthy cause. Ben disappeared on the island of Kos back in 1991. He's never been found. But his case never attracted the millions, or not even hundreds of thousands of pounds that Madeleine's case has been given during the last 12 years. So I would ask for your support, and I would also ask you very kindly to share this with anyone who you think might be able to help us achieve this aim. Thank you very much indeed.